Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Week 18 Film Room. I'm Evan Lazar for CLNS Media, and today we are going to break down Mac Jones's Week 18 performance against the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. And before you say it, I'll say it for you. Two really costly turnovers from Mac Jones in this game. The first one, specifically the pick six to Xavier Howard, was really a backbreaker for the team right out of the gate and put them in a 14-0 hole early on in this game in the first quarter. But I think in particular that Howard interception is a great example of some of the things we're starting to see defenses do against the Patriots. And I thought after that INT, Mac rebounded really nicely, and so did Josh McDaniels, understanding that Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins defense were trying to take away the short passing game from Mac Jones. On the pick to Howard, it was cover two. On the next series, the Patriots punted after a third down play that was batted down at the line of scrimmage when the Dolphins dropped 8 players into zone coverage, a 5 under 3 deep zone structure, which we don't see too often, but they put 5 guys across the underneath part of the field, the short part of the field, to try to take away those underneath routes. The Patriots tried to flood it with the crossing route underneath with Hunter Henry's curl or snag route behind it, and there was just too many zone players in that part of the field to successfully flood the underneath zone. So at that point, the adaptations or the adjustments started from Josh McDaniels, and the Patriots opened up the passing attack and allowed Mac Jones to throw the football down the field. Okay, if you're going to put 4 or 5 zone defenders underneath the structure and take away our quick passing game, we're going to go over the top, and we can beat you that way too. And as we look ahead to Buffalo and hopefully beyond for the Patriots in the postseason, teams are going to continue to take away the middle of the field and take away the short passes and jump and key on those short passes and force Jones and these Patriots receivers to beat them down the field. And the fact that against the 9th ranked pass defense in the NFL, according to Football Outsiders, that Mac was 6 of 8 on throws down the field in this game, that spells a really good recipe for the Patriots against Buffalo on Saturday night. If they're going to continue to take away those short throws, okay, we can beat you over the top, and here's a blueprint for our offense to sink its teeth into during this week of preparation. So let's get into the tape to show you what I'm talking about between the chess match between Brian Flores and Josh McDaniels, and how McDaniels eventually opened up New England's passing game, and the Pats found success pushing the football down the field. So as we just mentioned in the intro, the Dolphins started this game in a lot of zone coverage, breaking some tendencies if you're Brian Flores, typically a very man coverage heavy defense, just like the Patriots. But Flores came out in this game, played a lot of zone, played a lot of flooding of the middle of the field and the underneath part of the field, trying to get Mac Jones to beat him down the field. So eventually Josh McDaniels said, fine, if you're going to take away our short passing game, if we spread you out and you're going to play 2 deep, 5 under, or even 5 under, 3 deep in some cases by dropping 8 into zone coverage, we're going to start taking shots down the field. And I think the biggest thing that I want to point out in this play right here is the addition of Nelson Agholor back into the Patriots lineup. Now, Agholor is here at the bottom of the screen, and he is going to run this deep post pattern, and they are going to pair that with a deep crossing route from Hunter Henry from right to left. And what Agholor is going to do is he is going to occupy 2 defenders. So when you look at the 2 defenders here at the bottom of the screen, Byron Jones and the post safety in the middle of the field, they are going to both run up the field with Nelson Agholor, and he's going to clear out that coverage and allow Henry to then cross into the void in the middle of the field. And I think that that's a really great way of creating explosive plays with this offense. You have 2 tight ends that can get up the field. You have a speedster in Agholor, but in the last couple of weeks without Agholor out there, I don't think that the deep safety is as impacted by, let's say, N'Keal Harry or Christian Wilkerson as he ends up being by Agholor here. I understand Agholor doesn't have the box score stats, or the traditional stats, the yards, the catches that Patriots fans might have expected when they signed him to that contract. But I'm not just blowing smoke. The guy's got a really good clear out game. All right. He really clears out the coverage. He really stretches the field for the Patriots offense, and that's big for New England with their passing game, especially on these deep post-cross type of concepts off of play action. So let's roll the play here a little bit, and you're going to see at the bottom of the screen, Keon Aguilar for a moment. Watch him take those two defenders with him, and look at the void that it creates here in the coverage for Hunter Henry. This linebacker's got to fall underneath this route, but you see Aguilar here taking these two defenders in the middle of the field and occupying them on that deep post pattern, and that allows Hunter Henry to just fill in on the sideline there and create this opportunity for the Patriots downfield. Obviously, behind the line of scrimmage with Mac Jones and Damian Harris makes a really nice blitz pickup here on the edge. The Patriots are going to see a pressure. They're going to have a 3-on-3 on the left side due to Harris being in the protection. He's going to do a nice job of picking that up. Allows Mac Jones to slide up in the pocket and make this throw on the move. But all of this starts with Nelson Aguilar clearing out the coverage. It's good to have 15 back at the lineup if you're the Patriots. So now you see what happens with the ability to create this throw down the field. And now what the Patriots are going to do is they're going to check it down off the exact same concept. So basically, this is a perfect example right here of how these deeper shots down the field can open up the underneath throws for Mac Jones that are more his bread and butter and this offense's bread and butter. But you have to be able to force the defense to respect the throw down the field to eventually get these things open. So this time what the Patriots are going to do is they're going to have Aguilar here on the post, and they're going to have Jonnu Smith on the crossing route. And I want you to watch for the Dolphins are these players right here at the second level of the defense. They are going to bail out of this, especially these two linebackers, Jerome Baker and Elandon Roberts right here. They're going to bail out of it because they know last play we saw this exact same play action style concept. They beat us on the crossing route from the tight end. We got to get underneath the tight end and make sure they don't do it again. Baker in particular is the player I want to circle. He's right here, and watch his technique on Jonnu's crossing route. He's going to do what's called a robot technique, and that means that he's going to turn his back to the defense, look for the crossing route over the middle of the field, and then latch onto it to guard the tight end coming across the field. And when he does that, it's going to leave Roberts right here one-on-one with a whole lot of space with Damian Harris on the check down coming out of the backfield. The last time that we ran this play, the Dolphins blitzed. This time they're going to back off and they're not going to blitz, and that's allowing Damian Harris then to get out into the pattern and be a receiver for Mac Jones rather than somebody in blitz pickup. So as we roll the play here, this time the Patriots add a little bit more window dressing to it. They're going to add this motion from Kendrick Bourne. He's going to come in motion this way to try to hold the defense in that direction. But what I wanted to show you again is look at this linebacker level, right? You see Roberts gets depth. Baker is roboting, right? He's roboting underneath this crossing route. This was all set up by the previous play. And now once Damian Harris catches this football underneath the defense, you see all the space that he has here in the middle of the field, and he's got one-on-one with the linebacker, and he's just going to make a miss, and he's going to pick up 13 yards. But you can see the difference now of this linebacker level after they were beat by it once already. They're going to get underneath this crossing pattern. Baker in particular is going to robot underneath it to make sure that Jonnu doesn't beat them. And now that opens up the short passing game. And once again, you see here at the top of the screen, Nelson Aguilar taking two defenders with him up the field and clearing out the coverage for the underneath throws. So then he chucks it down to Damian Harris, and now we got a 13-yard gain. Here on this next play, I love this play from Mac Jones for so many reasons, but the main one is I think a lot of concern out there about his arm strength is overblown. I think this is a perfect example of that. Now, at times, I think I am concerned about his arm strength as well, especially when he has to drive the football between the numbers down the field, right? The deep middle portion of the field is not an area that the Patriots frequently access with Mac Jones, but this is one of those throws that really makes you not as concerned or just put some of those concerns to bed if you're the Patriots and you're Mac. He wouldn't make this throw if he didn't believe in his arm, and B, he wouldn't be able to make this throw if his arm wasn't strong enough. So he's on the far hash here, and he's going to make this throw all the way across the formation. And what the Patriots do, again, remember, early on in the game, Miami, first couple third downs, taking away the underneath stuff, taking away all the checkdowns, taking away all the shorter throws for Mac Jones. Now Josh McDaniels is going to dial it up. He's going to send guys down the field, and he's going to say, if you're going to play 3 deep coverage, we're going to stress you with 2 verticals on the same side of the formation. So now you get a vertical route from Jacoby Myers in the inside and a vertical release from Nelson Agholor on the outside. And what I want to show you on the bottom of the screen is Byron Jones is going to bail and get out of here because he's going to see this vertical route from Jacoby Myers, and he's going to be concerned that he's got to get back on it, right, and get underneath it because he doesn't know what's coming from the other side of the formation that might hold this post safety in the middle of the field. If they're going to cross or if they're going to seam or whatever the case may be, they don't know that, and he has to be able to stay over the top of Jacoby Myers' route. So Myers is going to clear out the coverage this time for Agholor, and Agholor is just going to stop it down here on the sideline, and Mac is going to make this far hash throw. And you're going to see this defender here, he's going to try to rally underneath it, and Mac throws the ball with a nice touch and velocity to get it over the underneath zone defender and all the way across the field to Nelson Agholor. If you have concerns about arm strength, this is a throw that really makes you feel a lot better about Mac Jones. That ability to push that ball all the way across the field is impressive. And again, you see the clear out here by Jacoby Myers. It ends up being that he takes 2 defenders with him. But again, Byron Jones here at the bottom of the screen, he doesn't know if this post safety is going to be influenced at all to go over here by something. So he's got to help and stay over the top of Myers' clear out route there. And this defender right there is the only defender Mac's really worried about here. He knows he's got to get it over, and he's just going to hit Nelson Agholor as he stops here along the sideline. And watch the trajectory of the throw to just be able to get it over there, but also get it over the underneath defender and make sure that he's not an influence on the play. That's a really good throw there by Mac Jones against the 2 best corners on the Miami Dolphins, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, 2 of their best players on their roster, getting beat there by Mac Jones on the far hash throw. Now we talk about man coverage. So a lot of zone early on in this game for Miami. Eventually, Brian Flores did go back to his man coverage, and this is what you call cover 1 man free. And what I mean by that is there's a post safety in the middle of the field, and then we got man-to-man across the board. Man-to-man, man-to-man, and man-to-man. So the Patriots are going to see this, and Mac is going to see this, and he's going to see the rush, and the Dolphins are going to end up bringing a 6-man pressure here against the blitz and play cover 1 behind it. And what's going to end up happening is they're going to try to attack this blitz on the outside. He's got one-on-one on the perimeters. He's got Jacoby Myers in this reduced split here with a lot of space here to the boundary and to the sideline. And Jacoby's going to use a little stretch release. Basically like a crossover in basketball, right? You're going to fake it inside, and then you're going to jump outside. Basically the same thing as Allen Iverson crossing over somebody in a basketball game. That's what Jacoby Myers is going to do here to Xavier Howard, the Miami corner. He's going to beat man coverage. He's going to create a lot of separation in that release, and then Mac Jones is just going to drop it over the top, knowing that this safety in the middle of the field is probably not going to be an influence coming all the way over there from the middle of the field. So as we roll the play, you see the pressure comes, and Mac stands in there, makes the throw to Jacoby, and throws a catchable ball. You'd like to see him be able to keep Jacoby on his feet, but at the same time, all that matters is that it's catchable. The football is catchable. The Patriots do a really nice job of picking up that blitz. Mike Onwenu, you see him pancake on this stunt scheme playing left guard. Got a rep or 2 in the game at left guard, and I wanted to watch you to watch this, right? So they're going to slant this rusher in here, slant that rusher in there, and then they're going to wrap around like this to try to apply pressure on Mac Jones. And watch Onwenu at the left guard position right there. He's going to peel off and pick up this stunt and give Mac that extra second that he needs to deliver this football to Jacoby Myers. So great pass protection, great ball by Mac, great job by Jacoby defeating man coverage. That's Xavier Howard, all-pro corner that he torches there on that fade ball. So those are all great things pushing the football down the field from Mac Jones. Here's another one, and I know this is as many deep ball throws that I've seen Mac Jones make on one tape all year long. It feels like over the last month, we probably could have summed up all the deep throws that he had against Buffalo and Jacksonville in the same amount of time as we did in this one game against Miami. So now what the Patriots are going to do here is they're going to run what's called a snag concept to the short side of the field on the underneath part, but they're going to take that cover 3 zone that they've seen so much of against Miami here, and they're going to flood it. So what they're going to run is they're going to have Kendrick Bourne run this little hook or snag route. They're going to have Bolden, I believe that is, release out of the backfield, and then they're going to have Hunter Henry on the corner route coming from that tight end spot. Now, what the key defender here that I want you to, who the key defender is that I want you to watch is Xavier Howard here at the bottom of the screen. Xavier Howard is on the deep third. Now, remember, this quick game concept here by Bourne and Bolden on the snag, that's a quick game concept the Patriots love. They run it all the time. Get the ball out of Mac's hands, first down, pick up some conversions on third down with it as well. But mostly it's a first or second down play for them where they can pick up 6 or 7 yards on first down and stay ahead of the chains. But this is the influence that you have on the defense when all the defenses are game planning, scheming, preparing for this short, quick passing game. All these defenders and all these outside corners are all over these types of throws. Remember, Howard, very first throw of the game, gets a pick 6 jumping an underneath route. So this time, he's going to jump Kendrick Bourne's route, and he's going to come off the deep third to come up and jump it, and they're going to be able to sneak Hunter Henry behind it, and Mac makes a really good aggressive downfield throw. So let's roll the play here and watch Howard at the bottom of the screen. Watch him come up. See how he comes up just enough there to give Mac a chance to make this throw. You're going to watch him just come up just enough, and he's supposed to be on the deep third, right? This is supposed to be his responsibility, getting depth and getting underneath, but because of the snag, because they're flooding this underneath zone here a little bit, he feels like he has to come up and be able to play that Bourne route because Mac just goes there so frequently. Second down, move the chains, live to play another down type of thing, right? Well, he cheats up because he's thinking about that route, and they sneak Hunter Henry behind him, and Mac makes another good downfield throw. So these are the types of throws that I just love to see on tape from Mac Jones, because this is what's going to open up the defense. This is what's going to get them to respect these deeper throws and then allow the Patriots to attack with their short and intermediate passing game. That might be where they're more comfortable in the long run, but in the short term, if defenses are going to play them like this, they have got to be willing to attack and throw the ball down the field, and that's what you saw against Miami. Here's another one. 3 verticals. We're running 3 verticals. This is not this is not horizontally stretching the defense. This is not quick game. This is not throw the ball underneath and catch and run. This is 3 verticals. Let's get up the field. Let's take a shot. And Miami's going to play too high against it. So that's another thing to look at here. So you have vertical, and vertical seam splitter, right? That's the concept that the Patriots are going to run. And again, you're going to see Nelson Agholor and his influence on the defense on this seam splitter from the number 2 spot over here. They're playing Tampa 2, so they're going to run the linebacker with him up the gut. But this safety here at the top of the screen, he's going to get influenced by Agholor, and he's going to cheat inside, and it's going to open Jacoby Myers up on the sideline behind the squatting corner. So again, we're going down the field with this concept. This is not any short dink and dunk crap that you hear about Mac Jones all the time. This is get up the field and go. So as we roll the play, you're going to see that Tampa 2 linebacker. He's going to run with Nelson Agholor on this seam splitter. But watch the safety here at the top of the screen. That's the real key to this play, is he's going to start to cheat inside here to Agholor to try to help that safety, or that linebacker, running the deep hole. And that's just going to allow Jacoby to sneak open down the field here. And you see the same vertical on the other side. That's going to hold this safety over the top. So the entire defense is going to kind of move to Mac Jones's right. And when he sees that, he's just going to let it go to Jacoby Myers, who makes a great play at the catch point. So these are the types of throws, again, that I can't stress enough. If Mac Jones and the Patriots can continue to vertically test the defense with these types of concepts and throw the ball down the field, you are going to see, even with the really good defenses in the NFL, them start to lighten up on the short part of the field and commit more defenders to the back end. They have to. There's really no choice but to do that at some point in time because of the way that the Patriots are affecting the middle of the field and throwing the ball down the field so well. They're going to have to come up and start to respect the vertical passing game, and they're not going to be able to just sit all over these shorter routes. And then when they do back off, you can see that check down to Damian Harris. Those things become more available to Mac Jones. So these down the field throws, these are really key for the Patriots moving forward, to put these on tape and say, hey, if you only put 3 deep or 2 deep and you allow us to attack vertically down the field, we are comfortable and we believe that our offense and our quarterback can go ahead and make these throws. For all those people out there that call Mac Jones dink and dunk, say he can't throw the ball down the field, say he's got no arm strength, go watch this tape and see what you think about the Patriots rookie quarterback then. There's some dimes on this tape down the field, and he made some really good throws. That's really key for the Patriots. That does it for our Week 18 film room. Mac Jones against the Miami Dolphins. Make sure you keep it right here on Patriots Press Pass and CLNSmedia.com for all your Patriots Bills coverage. We'll be in Buffalo on Saturday night for Patriots Bills, and we will have wall-to-wall coverage here at CLNS Media of the Patriots wildcard matchup against the Buffalo Bills. Supposed to be a cold one. Single digits temperature is predicted in the Buffalo area for that game on Saturday night. But before you say how will that affect Mac Jones in the passing game, I asked Josh McDaniels that very question on Tuesday, and he told me that wind and precipitation inhibit the passing game more than cold temperatures. So I wouldn't expect the Patriots to come out with a game plan where Mac Jones only throws the ball 3 or 4 times like he did in Week 11 against Buffalo, as long as it is mild outside of the single-digit temperatures. But we will have you covered right there in Buffalo, in Orchard Park, for Patriots Bills on Saturday night, and we will keep it all week long on Patriots Press Pass, flowing with all the Patriots Bills postseason coverage that you could possibly ask for. So thanks so much for watching, and continue to watch and subscribe to the channel for all your Patriots playoff coverage.